Right, we're live, and I'm a bit early this time because I've got some plans later, so I wanted to at least get a relatively full experience, get a relatively fuller stream in early. So, yeah, it's gonna be hopefully around the same length as I normally do. It's just, you know, gonna be, just early. And if I sound a bit melted today, it is hot as balls outside, and my stream space is suffering probably the worst of it in my entire house. So, yeah, we're just gonna probably go through this. We're gonna do some exploration. I don't know what the progress is even gonna look like at this time, but I guess we'll see as we continue. Because I remember the last time I streamed this, we did a number of exploring, and we took a look at, I think we beat a mini-boss. Yeah, we beat a mini-boss, and we did some exploring, got some items, but there's still, I mean, as you can tell, still a lot that I am missing from the map. So I'm gonna see if it's possible to complete some more areas and maybe find some progress to take. I just wish I knew. There's that route down below. Because I have an air dash, but that's not really going to take me anywhere. But yeah, I hope all of you are doing well and surviving this absolutely just awful temperatures. It is not pleasant right now, I tell you that much. It is not fun. Not fun in any capacity. Like, it's so bad that, you know, I've talked about this in the past when I've had it in warm streams, but we, in my attic room, I have a portable AC unit that I have hooked up to my window, and it's meant to be able to blow in cold air and everything. The problem is it gets so fucking hot in my room that I can barely feel any temperature difference. Because the time frame that it is that even with my curtain drawn closed, I have the sun beating directly into my window from the hours of about 3 to sundown. So like mid-afternoon onward, it just gets baked in here in the summer. So yeah, not really a whole lot I can do to combat it, besides opening my window and maybe turning on a fan and hoping for the best. So if you hear a fan in the background, that's why. But yeah, it's not pleasant outside right now. It is not pleasant in any capacity. But hopefully we'll be able to play this and keep going and see how things go. All right. So let's see. We had... There's a route to the left that I'm missing of some kind. And then there was also that, there was that one room with the really weird bloated enemy. So, I need to be able to get up to that. It is not pleasant outside. This weather sucks so much. There we go. Oh, that explains why I couldn't... I still don't have the something that can unlock those doors. No idea how I'm going to get up to these. Yeah. So I think... Because this... Okay, this room's also incomplete with something missing, so I need to find whatever that is. Will I get some kind of walking ability? Because there are a lot of areas that have a lot of verticality that seem to be what I'm missing. But yeah, I'm gonna be kind of melted today in regards to my talking, I guess. I don't know. It's really bad. But I wanted to stream today, so you know, I've got that going for me, at least. It's just... This is why summer is my most despised season ever. I will never... I can never understand why people enjoy summer, ever. Like to each their own, I'm willing to say, but when it comes to weather of this caliber, this is hell. This is actual hellish for me. I'm just thankful I don't live in Texas anymore, where it's, like, humid on top of all this shit. Alright, so what have we got that's this way? Ah, that's right. Okay, so somehow I have to be able to hop across to that platform. No, there's no way. There's no way I'm gonna be able to make that. Also, I just realized I misspelled something in the Twitch title. Let me fix that. There. Did it. Now the joke is properly proofwritten. Okay. So I can head down. And with heading down, I can explore a bit more down here. So what do we got? Another one of those doors. What the fuck is with those doors? I'm so confused about those doors. Let's see. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss to some extent about my direction here. Like, not... It's more... Like, the hard progress, I imagine, is the place that I managed to find earlier. Also, I think I glitched the water out a little bit. I'm just kind of wondering, like, what the next upgrade's gonna be to help me with exploring. I think that one down below is not gonna take me anywhere. Let's try to bridgehead and head over to that one spot that I can't make it to. Although I think it... Was this one the one... Does this one also have one of those locked doors? Because that seems to be a commonality with all of the places that I can't get into yet. Is that they have those doors that I just cannot pass by because I don't have the key to them. No, it's a... Okay, I need to come at it from the other side. Alright. So in that case... And I can't go past the area where I fought the bigman. The large bigman that had the hammer smash thing. Let's try the charnel and go right. I think one of them was with the floor tissue things that I couldn't get through. So we'll see what I can do there. Right? Floor tissue. There's some kind of bottom route that I'm seeing a misalignment with the floor here. Aha! What did that open? Ah, it opened this. Cool, finally, new spot. What do we got? I kind of want to try the hammer lady out for a little bit. Okay. What? One of our ranks made it here? I can finally upgrade the Umbral Knight! Oh, thank God! Powerful residue shed from an ancient people, unlike those of the kingdom, allows for the Umbral Knight's skill to be enhanced at respites. Thank you. Finally, my guy, the Umbral Knight, can finally get some fucking ponage in his abilities. He can actually do some stuff. Alright. Well, that's cool. That's good to know, finally. Took long enough. Jesus. Then there's something to the right, so let's go take a look at that. Fucking one shot. That. Take care of that. Okay, could have done it more cleanly, but that's... But I'll take that. Oh, that's what that does. Okay. I need to change that out, actually. There we are. What have we got here? Oh, hello. Okay. One of those bloodborne blob thingamabobs done. Holy sprig water. Increases potency if you... Ooh. A bottle of water drawn from the fountainhead. A spring in the hinterlands where the white priestesses of the fount was... where the white priestess of the fount was born. It is said the priestess was named after the place of her birth, and named it so just like the priestesses that came before her. Okay, cool. That's nice. Got an upgrade to my healing, which is always appreciated. Alright. So that's nice. Finally got to map that section out. And now I have an ancient soul to upgrade my Umbral Knight. Which is awesome. Because he is my dude. He is my friend. Umbral Knight is a cool guy. But yeah, I'm pretty broiled in regards to my sort of capacity of things tonight. It's just that bad. Because normally, you know, I wouldn't say I'm a high-level energy streamer, but I have some... I like have some sense of like, okay, yeah, like fun, loving all sorts of stuffs, but oh, he has another attack. Wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet, he got an extra hit. That is nice. I like that. But yeah, this heat has kind of drained my capacity to really articulate, I guess. It is just that bad. All right. And I apologize if I come off as bitchy about the heat. I just hate the heat. I don't like hot weather at all. It's not fun. let's see now. We got that. That goes to a different spot. So what am I missing here? It's so nice to have a fourth attack. It is a, that's such a nice addition. Alright, I was just here. Okay. Okay, go up this way. Oh, that's right. This one was the poison room with the jar mimics. I'm gonna leave this one alone. It's also been a bit since I played this game, so my memory's a bit faulty, I guess. So we'll, so let's just hope that, you know, we make some kind of progress today, be it upgrade-wise or map progression, because we've already discovered a couple rooms, so that's nice. Go back. Actually, Bastion Gates. I don't remember what was there that I couldn't. How was I unable to get to those spots? That's a question I have. Oh, this was the. That's right. I forgot. This was like a snow area that I had recently arrived to. So this felt like hard plot progress. So what I would also like to look at is the catacombs area down here. And I'd also like to give that blob enemy that gave me shit earlier some good old whacks. Can't make it that way, that's cool. Okay. I think I might have died in this water level area. And I also remember having a hard time parrying against these guys, because their wind-ups are wonky. Oh. well, what's up here? There we go. It doesn't have more cleanly, but what can you do? There we are. And I can't go through that way. That's fine. There we go. Perfect. Looks like I can't reach any further up than that, so that's fine. It's down this way. Ah, hello. A bench. Yes. Thank you. What's this? Honir's diary. At least I think that's how you pronounce it. On this day's dawn, my sister's child was born. A boy. Julius is his name. The king's illegitimate son. Born into the family of Dark Executioner, his life is sure to be one of much hardship. He will undoubtedly want to know where he came from one day. Thusly, I've resolved to begin this diary, so that he may find answers when the time comes. Okay, so sounds like this Honir guy might be the possible next boss. Hey, Combo. Hope you're surviving in this god-awful heat. Like, I don't know how bad it is for you, but I'm sweltering here, man. It's not pleasant. And I should say, you didn't miss too much. Most of what I did was just finally upgrade the Umbral Knight. Gave my dad a guitar today. Oh, cool. Me and my dad planned our trip to Sweden, doing a little bit of looking up with flight information alongside some attractions that may or may not be of interest to either of us. And we have relatively similar tastes in what we think would be a really cool time. But I've certainly seen some attractions that are just weird and funny to me. So I kind of want to... So I suggested one to my dad, and he was like, that sounds too weird. So to tell you, I think I've told you already, but the trip is... I think I just said it. Trip's to Sweden, and so far, the deal about it is we are planning on leaving on the 18th of December and going until around the 30th or so. So a good 10 to 11 day trip for the two of us. And we plan on at least traveling around to Sweden in different spots, which will be fun. And alongside some other possible sites, and we are going to have like a stop off in Reykjavik if the flight we're looking at is any indication. And Reykjavik, for the uninitiated, is like a town. I don't know. Is it? I don't know if it's the capital of Iceland, but it's a major city in that area. So, that's what we're planning on for our flight situation. As for hotels, I have no goddamn idea. I have yet to look up those details with him, but we are planning things out. Are you kidding my... Really? That's just mean. Alright. But yeah, my dad's Father's Day's gift were mostly for my mom and my brother. I'm a little strapped for cash, as I've said before on stream, so I couldn't exactly get him anything, but I feel like planning our Sweden trip was good enough for the two of us, I'd say. Yeah, overall, relatively fine enough day, if not for this absolutely blister-inducing heat. Like, so yeah, that's kind of where I'm sitting at the moment. There, took care of that guy, now I read. Slip of paper. As one of the Dark Executioners, I imagine you are well aware of the verboten domain, well below the stockades, where the Blight theaters. I have heard that the King's Mage Brigade has been going in and out regularly to survey the area, but something doesn't quite add up. I don't suppose you know what they are up to, do you? Okay, so something within the stockades and stuff is getting kind of sus. Ooh, hello. I think I've already been down here. Well, I know I've already been down here, but I think I've... Where the fuck is the spawner for this thing? On my screen, hear that. Let's see. So I've pretty much explored a lot of that. Are you shitting me? Alright, just kill me. Just kill me. Let me go back up. That was just not a good routine. But now I know there's a thing at the bottom, so I can go check that. But yeah, this heat has been incredibly unpleasant, and I just wish my AC unit could make a difference, because at the very least then it'd be worth the cost to run the electricity to have it on, but apparently not. Apparently it's wanting to be, you know, as it wants to be as sweltering and fucking ball-broilingly hot as it is. Ugh, filthy residue. Okay, got that. That's not the end. Of course it's not. It wouldn't be that simple if it was. Okay, nope. Ha! Made him fall. Dumbass. Made the idiot fall. Alright. That fourth attack is really nice. Oh my god. Become famous with Prime? Oh my god. My first time chatter offering me that kind of viewership? Holy shit. Combo, could you kindly do the service of rewarding this person for such generosity? I believe you have the power. If not, I can do it. I'll take care of it. Yay! Don't you just love that bot accounts are still a thing that terrorize people? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where to go. Yeah, you're my only mod, and I've never modded anybody else before, so I frankly have no goddamn idea how this works, but again, that's why a lot of streaming is a learning experience more than anything else. Actually, I probably should have banned them. Ban. Just easy bot. There we go. Got it. So I can't explore up any further. And god damn these fucking teleport halberd fuckwads. Okay. Take a look at them. Take stock of my map. I can't go to the right in those spots. I can't go to the left in that spot. I can't go up here either, so it looks like my only course of action is to head backwards and to the stockade and go up somewhere. Go to the aqueduct. But yeah, most of this stream is just going to be exploring the parts of the map that I haven't gotten to, and hopefully finding some progress. Because what I like to do in Metroidvanias is find the blocks of progress that I can't do, and see if I can see like, okay, how far am I allowed to go before I literally cannot do it without an upgrade. There you go. Okay, so you learned how to do it? You got it, Combo? Sweet. Awesome. Oh my god. What? Hold on. Die. There. Jesus. What's in this one? Bunch of jars. There's a mimic there. Good. Wait on my fart cloud to recharge. Oh. There we are. Cool. Now, who's are you? I thought I could sneak away in all the commotion. This is what I got. Hidden test subject. Yup. Figured as much. Using the urn to hold the test subject's body as shields, well-timed blocks unleash a counterattack on surrounding foes. Ooh. A heroic bandit who was fearless and confident until he was branded a sinner and taken to the verboten domain as a test subject. There he would oft hide in urns to escape the twisted experiments. Oh, so so for punishment he became a mimic. Oh, that's fucked. So, successful counters lead to... Alright. That's cool. So that's that mini-boss taken care of. 2 areas I can't go... Well, 5 that I can't go. 6, actually. In that case, let's head back to the place with the blobule person and, see if whether or not we can beat that. See if we can destroy it. Alright, so this thing I can replace with... I want to see that. What is this one? Oh. Okay, so it's a limited version of my guard that just happens to have a counterattack on it. Good to know. Good to know. Fast travel to... that, sure. I can loop around and see if there's anything I missed. But yeah, I am drinking plenty of water to offset the heat. So if I need to use the restroom frequently, that's also why I'm probably going to have some BRBs spliced around. I'm just doing my best to stave off it. It's just that bad here. It honestly is. Wait, you're not in Texas anymore? No. Combo, you've been on my streams since since pretty much day one, or you've been watching my streams for a long time. I live in Iowa. I haven't lived in Texas for 5 years. I moved out of that state back in 2017. Yeah, I keep forgetting. That's fair, in all frankness, because Texas kind of you have your stereotypes of Americans, and then you have your stereotype of Texan Americans, because they tend to, how do I put this? Okay, I can't get to that yet. Texans tend to have this very, outwardness about them that pegs them as Texans pretty much immediately. Like, I've been guilty of it in the past, but I'd like to say I've calmed down about my heritage to some extent. And it feels weird that I would say the word heritage when referring to my birth state. But in any case, I am glad I don't live there anymore. Yeehaw. You know, funny enough, actually, you don't encounter that many kind of cowboy-esque kind of things. You do encounter people that unironically wear cowboy hats, but they're doing it more for the fashion and less for like, oh, I wear this because it's a legit part of my wardrobe. Some just wear it because they want for the aesthetic, or they're some kind of like pop country singer. I know my dad wore one, but he, again, wore it more for the aesthetic rather than the actual, you know, wanting to wear a hat situation. Like, if you wanted that full, like, desert Texan type of Western experience, the best I could probably say is just go around the eastern side, like, east to southeast Texas, like around El Paso or close to the border to really get that kind of like, oh, this isn't Texas like Houston, Austin stuff. This is Texas. That kind of thing. But yeah, I'm glad I don't live there anymore. I only ever go there to see my friends or maybe go to a large convention. So that's my deal. Only real downside about moving to where I am now is that there isn't as much activity, or as much activity in the way of like interesting things around, but I'd gladly take this relatively colder weather over, say, the sweltering heat. Like it was so bad that it's not even just like, oh, you know, at the very least you have your 4 seasons. No. You only have spring and summer in Texas. You do not have a winter. The only reason why Texans even got a winter in the fashion they did was because climate change is being a real weirdo. Like, snow in Texas only happens once every few years. It's that kind of bizarre. So, yeah. I would much prefer having an actual winter over just a slightly cooler spring and summer. I'd take that any day. Yeah, I can't seem to find what else I'm missing here. I think it might be up or something. Now let's rest at the bench. And then we'll go kill that blob. clear out the enemies before we have to throw the switch. Didn't mean to do that. God damn it. There we are. Now then. Let's take care of that blob. Screw these enemies. I'm not bothering with them. There we go. Better. Ooh, a rest area. Nice. Rest on some mushrooms. Can I upgrade anybody? Can't upgrade him because he just got his. Insufficient. Should upgrade her because she's on my second thing. And I might as well upgrade him since I put him on the loadout. Oh, hello. Well, that looks ominous. Verboten Domain. Blight hangs up in the air up ahead. Where is it? Head sword, magical implement, mask your face. Okay, so I need something to mask my face, because apparently that place is thick with blight. Good to know. Like, it's Omni-Man it's Omni-Man twerking levels of thick. Okay, so that's not possible. Yeah, I'm not sticking around in there, because that seems like a tough spot. Oh, made the water glitch out again. Alright, Faden's Archives. It took some negotiating, but we've finally been cleared to investigate the Verboten Domain. We've settled on calling ourselves the King's Mage Brigade, though I must admit I find the name a bit silly. My assistant Miriel is with me, though she doesn't seem to like the shape of the mask I made her. I may be gifted in manners of arcane, but I must admit I lack a proper aesthetic sense. Okay, so yeah, there seems to be a mask I need to travel through that area comfortably. But we found something there. That's good to know. I want to go visit the snow area. Because it seems like an area that I should be going to. But before I do that, I need to use the restroom real quick, so if you'll all excuse me. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Now then, let's see about the snow area, shall we? Welcome back. Thank you. And before you ask, yes, I had the decency to wash my hands. This gargoyle is pretty cool. What's in the water here? Hey, and the level up. Alright, what's this way? Oh, it's the other side of... Thank God, it's... Oh, finally. I can see what's on the other side of this. There's one... Hold on. See any new games? There's this one... Metroidvania I think you'd be interested... There's this one Metroidvania I think you'd be interested in. It's called Blasphemous. Combo, I streamed that game. I streamed that game. I've already streamed that. Good game. It's called 9 Years Shadows. 9 Years of Shadows. Oh yeah, fun thing. I've had that game wishlisted on my oh, it looks like Blasphemous. Okay. 9 Years of Shadows. Well, Combo, fun thing. I've had that game wishlisted on Steam for a long time. Like way before they even had their like full trailer out. I'm looking forward to that game, and I hope to God they put out a demo at some point, because if they did, I would cover that on demonstration without any hesitation whatsoever. It just needs to happen. That's really it. Like, frankly, because there's all it says is 2022 for the release date, and that's it. I have no other reference in regards to its time frame of release, which is a shame because I really would love to play it. Houmst the Shart. Am I supposed... What am I missing here? I don't see any glimmers on the ground. But yeah, I've been keeping my eye on various games to wishlist for the summer. Although, sadly, as I've said, I'm strapped for cash. So I probably won't be able to do like a mass exodus of buying games until like fall or winter, because I've got my Houston trip planned, and even then, I'm still trying to be relatively restrictive in how much I'm spending. I'm trying to be a bit conscious over how much I'm using, because, man, I'm still, like, I like to say I'm pretty budget conscious when it comes to planning things and making sure things are, you know, well thought out. But I am human, and I have had occasions where my impulse to want to buy something really cool looking nice. Okay, so that's her super attack. But essentially, it's just a thing where I'm trying to be mindful of what I'm buying, how much of something I'm buying, or what have you. And I'm still miffed about that Minneapolis trip, because it's like the con wasn't even that extravagant to require 3 days in retrospect. And I don't even know if I fucking clocked out of it early, I don't even know if I would have gotten a refund, but who knows. But TLDR, I've got a lot of games wishlisted. It's just a matter of, you know, what their time frame is of coming out and how much I'll have in order to spend on certain amounts. So there's that. And there's also the matter of the fact that, as I said earlier, my dad and I are planning our Sweden trip, and my dad essentially let me know he'll take care of travel and food, whereas anything like of recreational value, like buying things in stores and such, comes into play. That's on me. I have to do that. And considering that I plan on trying to do some Christmas shopping for my mom and my brother whilst we're in Sweden, that's, yeah, I'm going to be taking care of that. So I have to, so if I plan on getting any other games this year, I have to think really hard about it. I have to really look at the games that are in my wish list on any of my consoles, decide which version to get due to how much of a discount they can be between platforms, and be like, okay, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one, there's this one, all that stuff. So, yeah. After the Bastion defense, the heretic sorcerers gave suspicious elixirs to the soldiers of the Twin Spires. When the rain fell, those who drank the brew mutated into winged abominations. So I get like a straight stab. That's cool. Okay, yeah, I'm convinced I get some kind of super jump. By the way, I fought another mini-boss. That was nice. I must be missing something that's on the upper side of that cliff. Or... no, that leads into the shortcut from behind there. Okay. So I got that much. Alright. And I can't check what's above, so might as well go in. The Twin Spires. Okay, yeah, this place seems to be a bit more on level compared to the other spots I've been to. Hold the phone. If I equip... if you were good at Blender, what would your model be? If I had the capabilities to use Blender, if I'm being completely honest, I probably would still not really have a model or a VTuber thing. Because... how do I put this? People that have VTuber models and people that do VTubing stuff, they have nothing but respect from me because I can see how that job can turn, like that aspect of the streaming can turn south really quickly. Doesn't have to be a VTuber. Man, I don't know. I don't know what my whole thing would be. Like... it's like the equivalent of, I don't know, I have no idea, because when I do yeah, I don't know, like, that's not a question that I know if I can answer to the best extent. Fuck you, you stupid gargoyle. Why don't you bring back the Disney show? Why aren't you in Kingdom Hearts? Gargoyles for Kingdom Hearts 4. Damn it. Been looking at your stream and making another model for VR chat. Is that why you're asking me? Are you making me a model for VR chat? I mean, I don't own VR chat because I'm not the kind of guy that tends to buy games that are known only for their multiplayer aspect to them, even if it's something like just chatting stuffs. Oh, hello. There we go, shortcut. But I not just asking? Okay. That was dicey. Okay. But yeah, I've stated this in the past, I believe, but I'm not a person that typically gets games that are only multiplayer, because I'm not really a multiplayer kind of guy, and even when it comes to multiplayer, I prefer more of a side thing. So, yeah, the VR chat question is like, I'm not ever gonna play VR chat in the same way that I'll probably never play games like Among Us or Apex, Fall Guys, things like that. Because despite the memes and despite that the memes are funny, I just have no interest at all. All right, let's take a look at the new one we got. VR chat is a mess, I wouldn't blame you. Yeah, like, that's not to mention, like, you know, what you've mentioned with the hacking and, you know, the communities that can be on the different servers can be a little much, to put it lightly, as lightly as I can. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, cool. Depends on who you're playing with. Yeah, I'm just of the mind that if a game requires multiplayer to go through, then I'm not really gonna be trying it out. And the other sad fact is that I have had games that have multiplayer pretty much, you know, said like, hey, play with friends to have a fun experience. I'm like, okay, this is fun, and I enjoyed it in a single player way, but I bet I'd have more fun if I had friends. But sadly, those are more often than not the games that my friends don't want to play with me. Like with Monster Hunter World, you know, and I guess now Monster Hunter Rise. It's like, I'd like to play it with friends. That's probably the one time with a multiplayer that I feel like I'd have a really good time with, but no one I know is interested. No one at all. And it just makes it frustrating because it's like, eh. I have no idea what's to the side there. So far, so good. Yeah, it seems like I was meant to come here before some of the other areas I've been to. That's also part of the reason why I'm also never really one for MMOs. Because despite the memes surrounding the Final Fantasy XIV free trial thing and being like, oh man, it's like one of the best fantasy stories out there. It's something I have to pay a subscription fee for, and none of my friends would want to play with me. And I understand the prospect of, well, then just find people to play with. Talking to new people's not easy. And you know, it just makes it hard to want to experience the game on your own, especially if those people you meet to try and experience the game with end up being these really toxic, awful human beings. Which can happen, you know? Or something that just ruins the game because they're the ones taking it a little too seriously, almost like it's a second life or a second job, and I'm like... And other players just look at them and be like, dude, it's just a fucking video game. Like, I understand that there are certain games that some build their livelihoods around, but still, it's like... You don't have to treat inconveniences in the game as something that... You don't have to treat it like John Wick's puppy, you know? Sorry for the rant there, it's just... There's just certain multiplayer games that... Or there's certain games with multiplayer elements to them that have just rubbed me the wrong way too much. Like my past... or more like my... my misgivings with Elden Ring, for instance, where it feels like multiplayer is... Multiplayer or really high-level Ashes of War were required for certain fights, and I felt like that is easily one of the worst design decisions ever. But that's a can of worms to open for another time. Okay, day 10. This battle is taking its toll on the White Priestess of the Fount too, which will truly be done for if she falls. Say we best the Blighted. What happens then? What will my family make of me? The undying body of mine surely isn't so different from the Blighted. So yeah, this place suffered like a really big battle. The rain is different here. It falls as snow of death. Before it fell, this keep would have held the Blighted at bay. This is probably where I'll get the wall piercing ability. it's this way. How far in is this now? Well, taking into account how much of the map I have unlocked, by proxy of understanding my level at this time, along with the ways that the enemies are easily able to attack me versus me attacking them, I'd say this area, I'd say I'm around like 60% through the game, I think. Because I remember Luke telling me how far I was, but I forgot exactly what he said. So, yeah. I'm gonna take my current position and say that it might be about 60% through. It's just certain spots I might be a little underleveled for, as well as lacking the upgrades to really get to certain places. The room ahead belongs to Sir Ulf. He is quick to anger and difficult to reason with. Should you have business with him, approach only once you have inquired first with the Knight Commander. Okay. There was one part I'm missing, but that was outside. I couldn't get to it. Let's head up. What's over here? Okay, that completes this section. I can't hop anywhere else, so let's go this way. I imagine on the boss fight that I'll have is at the top of this tower. That's what I think. Might be some kind of kick-ass gargoyle. Oh, you look cool. That was a cool looking enemy. That knight enemy is so cool. Alright, what's this? Is this to the other side of something that I haven't been to? Oh, it's that bridge, that's right. Well, because I fell down the hole there earlier. Done. Let's head up again. What's this way? There we are. What's this way? Ah, bench. Nice. What do we got here? Honir's Diary 3. Even up to the moment of her passing, my sister was smiling, cradling her son lovingly. She entrusted him to me, praying that he would live a normal life. Even though it goes against the code of the Dark Executioners, I have already made up my mind. I will raise Julius. His future will be his to decide for himself, and I will do all in my power to make it so. Okay, so this, Honir, his sister had an illegitimate child with royalty, from the sounds of it, and, I guess to curb that, they were like, oh, we're gonna throw this child over to be like an executioner, or at least a member of an executioner type thing. And Honir was like, my sister told me to look after him and make sure he has a normal life, so I'm not gonna have him be essentially a part of society's forgotten people just because a noble person is like, I can't have an errant splooge walking around. Did I seriously just say that? The things that you say on a live stream. Imagine if a royalty... That actually would sound like a Men in Tights, Robin Hood Men in Tights line. Ah, yes. King John's errant splooge walking around and being a nuisance of himself. Imagine if that's the name that for a bastard child to be an errant splooge. That'd suck. I think that'd be funny. His Majesty hath decreed that he will recognize his errant splooge as next in line for the throne. For the child, but yeah, I agree. I want that now as like a fantasy tropes parody, just to see what people think of it. Ooh, this is a cool bench. All right. Sounds like a Monty Python thing. Oh, yeah! I am King Arthur, errant splooge of King Uther of Camelot. Pendragon, that was the last name. I was like, what was, like, I knew it was Uther something, so I just went with King, but there we go. I now remember what it was. so the funny can be put in entirety. Errant splooge of Uther Pendragon. Good lord, how high does this go up? It's kind of like the equivalent of, like, instead of saying seed of someone or things along those lines, you say, it is I, Arthur, nut of Uther Pendragon, or something like that. So like errant splooge or errant nut. It just crassifying that that kind of language is really funny to me, and I don't know why. Okay, I'm just going up and up and up on this, huh? Okay. Didn't expect that tail attack to do so much damage. Nice, lovely. There we are. I mean, at least I'm getting a bunch of levels out of this, which is nice. Ever seen charcoal with spices mixed in on it? Wait, like charcoal with spices on it?
Well, I don't know about charcoal with mixed spices, but I do know about the loveliness that is spiced propane steak. Made with only the Strickland's finest propane.
I tell you, Hank, your endorsement of my propane's getting a little out of hand.
What are you talking about, Mr. Strickland?
Well, old top, I just think you should just advertise it as normal propane. You don't need it to be some kind of religious epiphany.
But Mr. Strickland, how am I supposed to properly endorse our product?
Hank, I don't really think that a lot of these are good ideas.
Had some hot dogs with garlic, paprika, and onion mixed in. It was kind of skeptical at first, but that shit was banging. Oh, it actually sounds really good. Dude, that does sound really good. Yeah, that does sound like a real nice recipe. And you said it was the charcoal itself that was spiced, or was it the hot dogs themselves? Let's rewrite that. The charcoal had the garlic, etc. in it. The hot dogs were cooked with it. Spicing charcoal. People's ability to do weird things with food will never cease to fucking weird me out. I mean, I'd try it. It does sound really good. It's just of all the things that could be spiced to mix up a hot dog recipe, they decide to go with making the charcoal spiced. That feels so weird. It cooked into the hot dog and it was an actual product. So the hot dog was cooked by the smoke of the garlic and onion stuff. That's weird. It's like marination by smoke. That's really bizarre. I've never heard of anything like that before. It was like when my friends in Texas made steak and had a steak dinner together, and the way that we did it was due to us not having any wine to pair the steak with, or to do some fancy stuff with the steak. We ended up using bourbon on it instead, and that turned out shockingly well. To the point where my friend Matt told his dad about it and was like, yeah, hey dad, we tried mixing bourbon into the steak to give it flavor. It was weird. Yeah, I may tell my dad about that recipe because that sounds interesting. Okay, here's the shortcut that I needed. Fantastic. Alright, what have you sent me? Oh! I was under the wrong impression. See, I thought, like, the person that made those hot dogs for you had like, sort of mixed in the spices into the charcoals as, like, a separate thing. Oh, God, flavored charcoal. Now that's weird. I mean, I'm willing to try most things once, but that is really, really, really weird. It's like, how do I put this? It's kind of like getting those, like, flavored coffee beans that at the grocery store. That's what I feel like this is the equivalent of. And, you know, to each their own in regards to what they like with either their coffee or, in this case, their charcoal, but there are certain things that you could probably plausibly pre-flavor, and then there's other things that I think maybe should be left untouched. Like, coffee beans, I don't think should ever have a flavor to them, like Or at the very least, they shouldn't be given like an artificial flavoring. Whereas something like, oh, I don't know, vodka, which in itself has all sorts of different types of flavorings due to the mixing properties. Like, that makes more sense to have as, like, special flavoring to it and such. I don't know, that's just weird to me. It's really, really weird. It's really, really weird, man. I don't know. Barbecue flavored propane drives Hank mad. Yeah, because the thing is like, it's elements coming together, so when you're shorthanding the elements by making one of the aspects to it like pre-flavored, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right to me. And I'm not even that much of a cook, so yeah. It's like the equivalent of essentially putting cream and like 6 sugar cubes in your coffee. It's like, at that point, it's not even coffee anymore. You might as well just be drinking sugary milk.
Dad, what if they want to have flavored charcoal with their barbecue flavored propane with their steak?
Well, that's when we ask them politely to leave.
There was a thing up there. The Flash's coffee? Well, no, it's because, like, not even that doesn't even really do much. I don't know. I just think it's weird. Like, pre-flavored things of that caliber are just weird to me. It's like, why not just what's stopping you from just, you know, finding a syrup or something and mixing it into the thing, since that's essentially what you're doing? Like, a flavored latte, for instance. If I wanted a lavender-flavored latte, or iced latte, I would get my coffee, have it cold, and then mix it in with the milk, and then mix the lavender syrup in. There you go. You got yourself an iced latte with flavor in it. I don't know. Like, I understand, like, the whole flavored foods thing is, like, to each their own. That's really it. It's to each their own with that kind of thing. I'm not going to make any kind of judgments because I myself was in that camp once. But when it comes to flavored things of, like, charcoal... The American dream. Oh yeah, the American dream of having just essentially chemical the fuck out of your food to have the artificial flavorings go in and, you know, have that be the norm. Soon enough, we'll be having, like, water-flavored dried food or something like that. Speaking of water, I gotta drink some, because that was a lot of reading and talking. Holy hell. Yeah, when I'm done with stream tonight, I am gonna take a cold shower as soon as I can, because this heat is unpleasant. It is so bad. I hate it. It's just the worst. It feels like I'm gonna... It feels like swamp crotch. That's what it feels like. Alright. So let's keep heading up. I think that's where I'm meant to go. I could be wrong. There's nothing that way. That way's blocked. No, I can't move any... up any further than that. Okay, then. See you, man. Fun seeing you again. Yeah, thanks for dropping by, buddy. Glad to see you. Excuse that. That was a hiccup. I'm getting the build up to a boss fight here. That's what I'm feeling. Did I mess up somewhere? What the fuck am I missing? Can't reach. Figured I wouldn't be able to exploit it like that. Alright, move this way, and this way. This way. That was the hidden dude with the light. All right. Oh, there's a thing here. The king and the knight captain said that even as immortals, we would keep our minds, but I wonder if that holds any truth. My grasp on this body is fading, and yet my mind is still clear. Okay, so they seem to have done some experimentations on making their soldiers be able to be as near unkillable as the blighted enemies are, from the sounds of it. Hello. Monument engraving. Sir Jared erects this monument in memory of those who fought alongside the White Priestess of the Wind. They fought bravely to eradicate the Blighted, allowing the construction of the Twin Spires. Their noble sacrifice is the bedrock of our great sanctuary, granting us refuge from the Blighted menaces encroaching from the verboten domain. Okay. Stock of the map. Alright, so I can't head up on the left, so I'm going to try and head up on the right. If I can do it. If I can manage that. I mean, in any case, I'm at least getting levels, so that's a plus. Oh, there's something over here. I didn't even see that. Ooh, nice. Damn it. That super attack is really cool, I have to say. Okay. There we are. Wait, how am I supposed to go up? Huh? Wait. I'm confuzzled. How am I supposed to get... What? Alright, well I have another thing I want to take a look at, so... Bear with me for a moment. Okay, I may be stuck with this, because I have no earthly clue as to what the progress here is supposed to look like. Drink the elixir the sorcerer gave me, and the rest is blank. I see. I must not have been able to get past that section before, but now I am. I'm here. Water enemies? No, nothing looks good. There's a shortcut. That's how I get to the shortcut. Ooh! Ricorus's ring. Increase SP gauge by 1. Ricorus the Ripper dances with spirits on the battlefield. An old relic unearthed when the ancients were destroyed. Resistant to rust. Wow. Anti-rusting. Where's this guy's Etsy account? Well, that's all there was there. It's this way. there's a passage to the right that I haven't gotten to yet, so let's take a look there. So maybe it's a below and to the right? Ah, it is, but I can't get to it. Lovely. Alright, well, let's take stock of what we've got so far. Let's rest here. Let's see what I can do. The relics... Increase SP gauge. What was the SP gauge again? Was that like the... I think that was the one where, I think that was the special move gauge. I mean, that's nice, but not that necessary, at least to me. Alright. What I think would be a good idea... Let's try the Bastion gates and see if going up the left side from there will get me something. Can't go in that way. I don't think I've gone this direction here. Right? This tornado move with the floral lady is really nice. It's a pretty good ability. Okay, so there is something there that I'm missing, but I don't... Yeah, I for certain cannot reach it. Came here. Although I am missing something here that I haven't grabbed yet, so what is that? Rest. I imagine it's probably a super jump thing. Take a look at the map again. I've gotten some of the save spots as well as other rooms. Alright, I've gathered everything in this room. Anything in that because that water hurts me. Can't get up on that ledge. Actually, wait, can I upgrade anybody? I might want to enhance the poison cloud guy. Yeah, nice. Good. Because that poison cloud has been legitimately really nice and useful. And, well, yeah, nice, useful, and damaging. That just, I think, leads over to the bridge that I fell down earlier. So let's take a look up this way. Didn't mean to do that. I need to not fat finger my buttons. That's a habit I need to break for this game because of the super attacks. Yeah, I apologize again for being a bit silent compared to how I guess I normally am. It's just this heat really is made me lose a lot of my energy for talking. Like I'd be more talkative if I wasn't sweltering. So, all right. Now then. damn it, I didn't mean to do that. I fucking hate these eye things. Why can they attack so quickly? Alright. Okay, let's fast travel to this place. There's something up. There's something up there that I just can't seem to get to. Oh my god, it's not a wall, it's fucking... I hate what... Motherfucker, I hate this. Why? Why do I not see these things? I am so blind. Oh, hello. Well, that's nice. Extra 5 HP is never bad. Wonder how the shit am I supposed to get to that save point's hidden room? Because that's a bit weird in positioning. Found that. I need to get a dash. I didn't think that would work. Works. For some reason, I can't seem to figure it out. And I believe I'm supposed to be at this area because, you know, the enemies are relatively balanced given my level, so it's like, what else? What am I missing? Like, I'm clearly missing some kind of really big aerial-based upgrade, but I can't seem to fucking find it. Or I'm missing some kind of shoulder check attack that breaks through those horizontal walls. But again, I don't know what I'm missing there. There. Yeah, those eyeball guys are kind of annoying. Oh wait, now I'm up the side of the wall here. Sweet. Nice. Love it. Hooray, I'm climbing up the fucking side at last. Took forever to figure out, but I did it. Okay. Please tell me there's some kind of heal point soon, because those fucking eyeball things really drain my resources out. Yes! Shortcut. Thank you. Okay. Oh, thank God. Hey, it's like that one ice level in Smash Bros. Melee, the one where you're constantly climbing up. Okay, made it. What do we got here? Amulet fragment, yay. Cool. Oh my God. Just give me some healing. One of my heals back or something. Please. I didn't know that that had an area of effect. Okay, nice. But at least I now have a means of going up. So that's good. Took a bit, but it finally happened. Oh, but I have to go through this whole section again. Oh, that's fun. Well, that's just peachy. There. Ugh. Let's get past these dragons, because I don't need to fight these guys. Actually, maybe I should, because there's a shortcut that goes from my save point up here. There. There was one right there. God damn it. Now I know. Okay. Let's get that shortcut unlocked, because that would be lovely right now. Alright, what have we got here? Yes! Okay, and something... I guess I'm gonna get a shoulder charge or something that lets me charge up slopes. Because if that's the case, that'd be awesome. I would love that. And there's the shortcut. Thank God. Okay. Now, with that done... Let's continue this way and not get killed, hopefully. This is the hidden room I found. And then... so this way instead. There we are. I didn't get that poison. Oh, it did reach it. Sweet. Lovely, because I hate those eye enemies. They're pretty annoying. Ancient Dragon Claw. A mystical claw of a dragon said to dwell in the northeast mountains of the Land's End, which was rarely seen by any but Knights of the Bastion. Slightly increases damage dealt by airborne attacks. Oh, hell. Oh, I have to equip that as soon as I can. Hell yeah, I'm gonna equip that. That's a good one. That's a good deal. Good deal. I'm gonna assume that this platforming puzzle can only be solved once I get whatever the shoulder, like, it's gonna be some supercharge move, like the Shine Spark from Metroid, that kind of thing. At least I think that's what it's gonna be. Yeah, because then that leads to a puzzle that lets me unlock that. So I don't think I can solve that, at least not right now. Unless it's expecting me to do that, so whatever. Alright, I'll try. Oh, I made it. Wow. Okay, I actually did it. There. Let's just clear out the enemies first before we actually do the run to the door that we need to do. And then pop the fart over that guy. Oop. Pop the fart over to that guy. Oh. So it wasn't a lever activation thing. Okay. Well, to me, it looks like I may be set for whatever's on the top there. So we'll have to. So let's see if we can do this, shall we? Oh man, that's a long trek up. Actually, no, it's not. It shouldn't be that bad. I hope. Never mind. We have a bench. Fantastic. Okay, cool. What can I unequip to have the air deal damage thing? Formed in or on a body of water. I am in the air more often, and frankly, the body of water thing is just like... I can parry the water enemies much more easily than I can with air enemies. Is that just a flower field here of all places? Oh, are we going to get a cool boss design? What have we got? That night. I am reminded a lot of a demo I looked at it on Open Couch for tarnishing of Juxtia. Okay, Ulv. This theme's cool. Okay, that's nice. He's got an attack that just zeroes in on you. Cool. Lovely. Alright, cool. Yeah. So this knight's pretty nice. I'll give him that. He's got a cool look to him. Damn it. Alright, third time's the charm. I think I get the idea here. And stunning him is doing really well. So, that's a good key to know. But yeah, this guy's cool. Yeah, I wasn't gonna survive that run. This is a cool fight, though. I do like it. But I guess every Metroidvania needs a puncher, so I guess this is our punch guy. He's gonna be our new default attack punch guy. Okay, don't go near him when he does that. Good to know. Took out like 80, like I had 80% of my health and he took down all of it. I may need to do some relic rearranging. But this guy is cool. I do like the arena and the theme and all that. It's nice. God damn it. I was trying to get away, but... eh. Alright, hold on. I can get the pattern and everything. It's just, trying to get the parry timing down for some of the attacks is a bit wonky. Not to mention that I'm not used to parrying. But he counters me dodging around him, so... yeah. I need to stop dodging through him, because he's able to do a fast turnaround. Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna try something different this time. Spirits. She's not... yeah, Floral Sorceress is not really gonna help me here. So... who would be good? Probably Jar Guy. Yeah. See how that does for me. Because having a counterattack like that would be really useful. If I don't just accidentally waste it like I just did. Damn it. I was getting there. I think, yeah, the Jar Guy definitely helps. I will say that much. Actually, considering how little I'm in the air against him, let's see, broken music box, reduced damage received from enemies, slightly increases max HP, parry, okay, increase the potency. Don't I have, reduces cooldown times, spirit uses, increases damage dealt by attacks. Well, yeah, that one. Let's try that one, see if that helps. Because I'm not really attacking this dude in the air a whole lot. The only reason that Azure Dragon Claw thing is useful is when I'm fighting a lot of airborne enemies like those gargoyles and such. Damn it. Okay, yeah, that was just some poor heal and parry timing there. So let's try that one. I think I can get it in this next attempt. Don't want to make any guarantees, but I think I can do it. So let's give it a look. This guy's really cool, though. He's a fun fight. Why do I keep walking in when I know when I'm far enough away to be safe? Like, you ever have those moments where, like, danger is clearly next to you, be it in a game or real life, but for some reason you just kind of, like, inch towards it? Not so much, like, bolt towards it, but just inch towards it. It's so dumb. I hate that so much. Okay, yeah, doing the 2 is definitely going to be a thing to work around. But that was close. It turns out equipping that ground amulet was a good idea, which I'm happy about. All right, let's try this again. Damn it. Whoo! Oh, that got a little hairy. Lost all my heals and everything. God damn. These flowers are for her. The defense of the Bastion was the longest and most grueling battle I've ever fought. We staved off the blighted hordes, defended the kingdom, but none were left to thank us. Now we're trapped in our own undying shells, just like the blighted themselves. I've dreamt of dying on the battlefield for so long, now I'll never die at all. I see a field of flowers coating the snow-covered ground all around me. The White Priestess was the one who told me what these flowers are called. All I'd ever known was battle. The Priestess broadened my horizons considerably. I was never one for long conversations. I never really knew how to talk to people. She would laugh as I struggled to speak, but never made me feel ashamed. Once the fighting has ended, we may never see each other again. Perhaps it would be better that way. The priestess said she loved this field of flowers. If any yet bloom, would it please her to gaze upon them with me someday? Yes, it would, man. Ulv, you were a cool boss fight. Alright, Ulv the Mad Knight slashes twice with giant claws. Charging will unleash a series of gouging attacks and a devastating finisher, but leaves you wide open. Feared for his order and dubbed the Mad Knight, Ulv seemingly lost his edge after a fierce battle. He continued to protect Snowflower Garden in seclusion. Bloody Knight's Claws. When facing a wall, the great claws of the Mad Knight adhere to walls. Oh, yay! My wall grippers. The flowers you so carefully guarded, polluted by the blight as they become. I find them beautiful all the same. This guy's cool. Nice. Yes. He was to protect her. Oh. The White Priestess's Bastion letter. The cold makes the living here kind of hard, but it's much better than the gloomy laboratory. I even made a friend. His name is Ulv. I'm not allowed to wander around, and I have to follow Julius's orders. I wonder if everyone else who escaped as well. I wish I could write them letters. Though I guess I'll call this one practice. I want to equip Ulv's claws and see if how he plays. But yeah, we did it. We beat the boss. Cool boss though. Like really cool boss. I like him a lot. Like that felt like a really nice fight, I have to say. Now hammer, let's replace with the claws. Let's see how. Let me see. Oh! I like that a lot. That's actually quite speedy. I may upgrade him, see how the Let me see if I can enhance him. I can! Let's try that, and then you over here. Okay, well, I think with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, because it is about, as I said, I wanted to keep it relatively to a good enough length, and also I have some affairs I need to take care of. Double save, because I'm weird like that. But I have some things I need to take care of, so hopefully you all enjoyed the stream. I certainly enjoy this game a lot, so I want to keep playing it. And yeah, just keep up on Twitter and everything in regards to future streams, and keep up here on Twitch to see when I go live next. So yeah, have a good one, everybody. Stay hydrated, and for God's sakes, try to stay cool in any way, because Jesus, this heat is killing me. But yeah, take care, everybody. Hope to see you in the next one.